Well, good morning. Good morning from me, and good day, good evening to you, wherever you are. It seemed, well, I'm in between things, but 11:44 seemed like a great number to go live. So, the mastery of the foundations of our new way of being. And I really wanted to come in today to speak to you about a lot of information that has come through about the emotional body and also how it links into this auspicious time in the Sirius Gateway and in the full moon. Hello, Anna. Thanks for getting here. Good morning, Carolyn. Thank you for being here as well. Pop your name in the chat if you are here. If you are like me, anyway, I have been going through waves of big emotions. There have been things happening around me that have affected me, and so I've been in huge bliss and expansion and also grief. Hello, Stacey. Hello, Andrea. But we really are in a very big time of enormous change, and this, let's say, this opportunity for us to create massive newness, and it's all about really where we place ourselves. So many of you are probably feeling that you're tired and stretched, and it's this job that we're doing. We are holding space for ourselves. We want to be ensuring that we've completed any healing or wounding that's come up. We want to be letting go of everything and anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest next level, and know and call in the highest level of all things. But it's exciting at the same time. So we've got this eruption, this revolution that's going on in France. Excuse me. That's interesting. So the French, to me, they're all about freedom. Vive la France. They're all about their own patronage, their own patriarchy, their own flag. And they are feeling pushed and squeezed, and so now they are pushing and squeezing back. And so I guess they, in a way, are leading the way in that regard. We could see that from a whole lot of perspectives, but let's see it from the perspective that they are bursting through the gateways to bring in the new, in the way of the people. So I just invite you to hold some love in your hearts and to send that to France. We're kind of in final cleanup of the earth, is my read of it. And our role now is to disengage from all that doesn't serve us in a personal way, and just to kind of hold space and light and love for the rest. So you feel free to pop in any questions or commentary, and I'll begin. So I think I wrote this. Oh, I might begin back here. Yeah, so I'll just pull this out. Hi, Lauren. I have a Lauren quote in my notes as well. I wanted to remind you of this. So I know that I've spoken this to you, and in the post that I did. So everything will feel enhanced, exaggerated, exacerbated, expanded as we are having an experience of everything being reflected back at you from 1,000 mirrors. And so this is the kind of experience that we're going through at the moment, in the dissolution, in the fragmentation, in the shattering. So be the observer as the old illusions in the old reality shatter. So that's been part of our process. I think that was information that came through a couple of days ago. So even the old pillars of the old world shattering. We are in the extraordinariness of bridging two realities as we hold space for observing the old reality crumble, dissolve, and fall away, whilst paradoxically beginning to focus, to feel drawn and pulled to the new. So to be with that, to be in that, and then place your focus on you, on the new version of you. So this is really our fundamental focus, is to come back into self, right? Home to self, into the silence, the inner contemplation with self, for self. It's not about ignoring everybody else. It's the deep knowing and trust that as we transform, as we there's a whole lot of words, as we synergize ourselves, our multidimensional aspects in ourselves, and come into our greatest love, our greatest alignment, then we affect all that come within our field and within our realm. So I wrote, to do this through your heart. Let your heart be your compass, be your guide. It is your ultimate truthometer too, to remember that. But everything is being activated this week. This light of this time and of this full moon is shifting consciousness all week. And then I did that post about the heart, remember? That the heart's behaving like a giant anemone with many layers of petal-like layers. So that was the imagery I was showing. So this moving, opening, breathing, sensing these layers of that soft pink and soft green. That's what I was being shown. Our heart's becoming bigger, broader, more open, more sensitive, more attuned. So just allow yourself that exploration, the exploration of your own heart, where so much is held. So every year in this Sirius Gateway, from the 3rd to the 7th, the gateway of energy opens between the Earth and Sirius, and we know this as our spiritual sun. Sirius, the planet Sirius, is our spiritual sun. And so it comes to help us to awaken, to enliven, to elevate, and to activate us to higher levels of consciousness. And this is what it's doing for humanity. So we get the benefits of this, of course, but the entire of humanity is going to be stretching itself wide open, at least having a choice to receive this, like the flooding open of these beautiful codes and lights. So also this helps us for heightening intuition and for bringing in inspiration. But the emotional body, this heavy weight and density that some of you may have been feeling, this weighing down, these are the things that, anchor us to the old. And so it's the time for us to, pull anchor, to let go, to pull up the roots to anything that impedes you, that impedes any of us, any of our old ideas, our old way of operating, any of our old traumas, anything to do with grief and loss. It's the time now to, deliberately, consciously to let that go. Um, there's been also for some this overwhelm of the darkness because everything is being brought up to be looked at that we haven't dealt with. And that's what this moon brings us. This full moon illuminates all of that. Anything that is not of the highest. So under this full moon, all things that exist that are, it's like any structures or any contracts, any of those things that don't honor you, where you are not honoring yourself, they come up to be looked at. So you just let anything go that isn't held in love or that doesn't honor you, and you can kind of know that it will be presented. If you sit in this space, it will be pressured to come up. It will be coming up so that you can end it, so you can let it go, so you can create anything that sits in separation or opposition to yourself. You can let it go. I think I wrote a Lauren quote. So this is a Lauren Gardner quote. Anything or anyone causing you drama or anything not growing you, we get rid of the crap. So this is Lauren, who's on the thread right now, saying the hard expansions for her yesterday, it was like a dull ache a few times. Yeah, I felt that too. And I know Anna said about feeling that today, and she's on the other side of the world, so it's probably, not dissimilar timing. So this is back to Lauren's quote. Anything causing you drama, anything not growing you. She was saying, I think under this full moon, we get rid of the crap and rise higher into our destiny from there. So into our fated events. Our fated events, everything has been put in place. So the fated events come, I understand, sort of, that I believe that they will build, and that will be in this kind of alignment of maybe seeing it, feeling it, having it shown to us in that, is it the 17th? All right, so I've got a little exercise for you to be it's a contemplation exercise. So this is what came through yesterday. What if you knew that you were perfect as you are? What if you knew that you hold a unique key, code, frequency, note, and vibration within your heart? And you do. What if you knew that your quintessential essence is unique to you, that becoming your aligned and centered self is an essential part of your mission, that uncovering the layers to access you, the authentic you, holding and aligning with your authentic truth is what is required. This is a synchronous motion and movement with Gaia, the earth, as you make deliberate, conscious choices in each moment. You direct, redirect, and align with yourself, with your heart, your conscious truth, allowing you to become higher, expanded, and in co-creation with you, with yourself. So I invite you to realign yourself to this new frequency, to the Earth's new frequency, to the galactic community, to realign to your star and planetary connections, and your consciousness now to be expanded within you to the planet and beyond into the galaxy, into your off planet as well. Call in this new light. Call in the new templates, the new patterns, the new light grids, your multi-dimensional self. This is time to stretch way out to there. So calling in your sacred templates that are unique and specific to you, activating your return to your upgraded, multi-dimensional, crystalline self. All the sacred portals as well, all the sacred portals and temples and structures and pyramids, these are receiving this higher light patterns through this activation at this time also. Yeah, so this movement, this great movement of consciousness that many are calling the Great Awakening, this is what Gaia gave me this morning, is gathering strong momentum. The gates of heaven are open wide and spilling codes and lights and holy transmissions onto the planet and humanity. There is a burgeoning synergy of motion and energetics, a symbiotic movement of the balance within and without for light leaders and light warriors. Dream it up, see it, feel it, touch it, smell it, hear it, know it. In and around you as the powerful co-creators that you are. Let this be the energy that expands and washes over us at this time. The bursting open of the new is here. New buds, new petals, new growth, and celebrate this. So you may be aware that, I can see that there's this speaking of the heart. So the hearts are being, this opening, the anemone. This is these 7 days. We're having more and more of that opening through our hearts, more aspects of it opening, more multi-dimensional aspects of it. It will become more sensitive. And so just be with it, explore it, speak to it, talk to it, feel it, engage with it. And yeah, for me now, I'm feeling a bit of anxiety. It's like anxiety in my heart. The divine masculine, they are going to be probably a little evoked and provoked through this time, is what I am shown. So through this part of the month, for example, through July, but very strongly through from the 1st to the 17th, 18th, they're really getting clarity about themselves and about what they need to do. And they're really coming into their higher consciousness, their higher divinity, that they are becoming the divine masculine. And it really showed up to me that it is like they are collecting those attributes, those skills, those qualities that are a part of them, as well as letting go of those that aren't, or that are 3D, or that don't serve them, or that they can see have held them in constraint. And so they are in this process, and it's going to have an incredible impact on them. This light, these codes, this raising of consciousness, this expansion is going to have like a double whammy or a triple whammy impact on them. So then they began to have this already. And of course, I always speak about them leading the collective. The collective is going through this. The masculine, the divine masculine, are in the weighing up of it now. They are in the sifting out. So they've already got the whole basket of stuff to look at, and they're like, oh, am I? Oh no, I don't need that, and I don't need that. No, that's for my highest, that's for my highest, that's for my highest. That's old thinking, that's old patterning, that's old paradigm. So they've already kind of gathered it all, and they're in this weighing up of what to let go of and what to keep. And so they're in this really deep internal process, I want to say. They might feel like they've gone a bit silent. I think some of us will do that through this time as well, to feel that, to have some more time to be in contemplation. And then I believe that for them, what happens is they'll be in that space of that calibration, that recalibration to this higher level of consciousness, as they recognize the real beauty and strength of who they are. And that is when they are likely to have an epiphany about the moment, an epiphany or um, it's interesting. Well, I think this nervousness might be them. This anxiety might be the divine masculine, actually. But I feel that they are kind of garnering their. It's not just It's not their courage, because they are courageous, but they are garnering like a momentum, or um, like an awaiting for some uh, call to action. Yeah, maybe that's not a bad way of saying it. They're waiting for the green light. They're waiting for the call to action, but they've got a lot more of it sorted, or they're in the process of sorting a lot more about what they want, about what they are seeking, but it's to appease their heart. It's to align with what is showing up for them in their higher consciousness. So if you think about shifting in frequency, going to this higher fifth dimensional frequency and way of being, that is what we choose to do, and that is what they are choosing to do. And in a way, you could say, I'll meet you there. I think that would be an okay way to frame it. But they are really, I feel that's what they're doing. They're in the, well, I've got this, and there is this, and really this fits with higher love, and that's what they're being called to. All right, let's maybe you can tell me about this nervousness that I'm feeling. I wasn't feeling it before. I've done a session this morning, and I wasn't feeling it then. So I don't know if I've said hello to you, Stacey and Andrea. Love, love, love. Andrea can relate. Andrea's saying, felt through my heart people in a restaurant, and it was similar to a fast, beautiful river. Oh, wow. Well, this is the river of consciousness, maybe. And, we're in that now. Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice then, Andrea. Yeah, heart expansions, Lauren saying, like a dull ache a few times. As each expansive wave happens. It's like that, isn't it? It is like a wave. It's like this. But it's not a wave like this. It's a wave like this. That's how I'm seeing it. I'll be interested if that's how you're seeing it. It's like a wave that is concentric and moves out. Anna's saying huge heart activation going on front and back. Yep. Right. Anxiety. Lauren's saying, yeah, anxiety. She's calmer and happier today. Yesterday, she was unbalanced and she had a very intense day. Anna's saying she felt that anxiety yesterday with no conscious awareness what it was around. Today, deep balance and grounded bliss. And I think that if we don't know what it's around, somebody sent a message, and I said to them, well, I think you could go with whatever is happening. It could, there's this dissolution, right? There's this deeper purification. And so those of us who are carrying a lot of light, it it could be that we are dissolve. I mean, it always relates to us. I've always said that whatever it is, it relates to us. But right now, I want to say it might not be. It might be that you have just put your hand up to do it. So we're all doing like double duty, triple duty, extra time, overtime to clear it because the earth needs to clear it. We need to be clearing the lower density, but that isn't where our focus is. Our focus is on this higher level of consciousness. But by doing that, we dissolve that. By having that focus, we enable the energetics of that focus to be, milling out amongst the others. Okay, so hello, Raoul. Huge expansion waves intermittent with old dense beliefs to release the old template ideals to align to the higher crystalline consciousness. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Allowing kindness for this flow for myself and others. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that, Raoul. Yes, hi, Jen. Yeah, my nervousness is interesting because I didn't I've had a big week in a whole lot of ways. But yeah, I didn't have that nervousness till I came on here. And so I feel like it's the divine masculine. So I'd be interested to see what you guys think about that. Went through a nexus point and don't feel like we've landed particularly. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It's the guy was showing it to me. It's like if you imagine how we can be in rain, we can have this gentle shower, and then all of a sudden and we often make that comment, don't we? The heavens opened up and the rain poured down. Well, that's what we're in now. The heavens opened up, and these codes, this higher crystalline developmental light codes and keys for higher consciousness, this crystalline activation is coming down and into us so we can rise up. Yeah, and it does feel like we haven't landed particularly. So this synergistic, that was the word that Gaia gave me this morning. We're coming into synergy now. Oh, I actually looked that up for a definition. So this is the definition of synergy: interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate parts. So we are having this synergistic effect in ourself for our immediate family and for the planet. And then that ripples out, echoes out. Hello, Jessica. Thank you. You are very welcome. She's feeling anxious, a bit more numb. Yeah, it is that dance, isn't it? It is that dance between the two or even three. And we just have to know that we've never done this before. It just keeps amping up. It keeps getting faster, more expanded. And the more that we can be like allowing that to go and focusing on what it is that we want to feel, we want to experience for us, for our partnerships, for our beloved families, for our communities, for the world, that there's this huge power that can be emitted for this development of that. So we don't have to hold it in terms of how it is anything. You could do it if you're visual, you could do how it looks. I think there's a lot of merit to be feeling how it feels. Okay, Lauren's saying that anxiety is waves to do with the Sirius Gateway that's only just started and goes till the 7th. Okay, so that might be why I'm feeling that. But only while I've been on here in the last half an hour. Stacey, major heart expansion yesterday, overwhelming feeling of falling in love again. I forgot what that felt like. It was amazing and a tiny bit scary because it was overwhelming. Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. Um, oh, yeah, Andrea, waiting and impatient. Just like allow it to move through and be in the place of. I always say turn the ship slowly by saying I'm inviting this to shift now. I'm coming into this open awareness that it's on its way. Oh look, here it comes. That kind of languaging around it. Um, a lot of if you're on what we can call this twin flame experience, there's so much learning, there's so much collapsing, there's so much work that we've been doing. It can feel like we've been doing it for a long time. Energy feels very scattered. Jessica's saying, also nervous about her twin as we've been a little distant lately, and I took a step back. I think that's good. I think that they are in this kind of final, whatever final means, contemplation. They're really figuring it out because they are at a choice point, a lot of them. Do I choose this, which is their old construct, or this, which is this new and higher? And the love is going to be what pushes them, pulls them, magnetizes them, drives them, I believe. So it's okay. It's about look after you, come back to you, come home to self, bring yourself into balance, bring yourself into alignment, bring yourself into higher consciousness. Allow your heart to open wider to this higher level, to this fifth dimensional frequency and focus, and they will line up with that. Remember that we often do a lot of the energetic work, and the masculine do that or bring that into the physical. Brain continually going, what WTF? Will I have a deeper knowing? Yeah, well, the brain, it can be a bit of a game between the brain and the body. The brain likes to be in charge, the mind likes to be in charge. And so I would just suggest that when that happens, you just thank your brain for its input, and then you place your hand on your heart or both hands on your heart and take a breath and ask yourself the question and allow the heart to answer. So I will wish you. I wish you a whole lot of beauty and a whole lot of magic as you find this deeper and higher, more expanded version of yourself, and integrating your consciousness here and your expandedness of planet, your multi-dimensional self and way of being. And it will all be good. Well, Lauren's saying sometimes she feels like she's doing two jobs in one, feeling emotionally all over the place, plus reassuring myself that all will be okay. It's exhausting when we have days like that. It is, and it is about coming back to self. It's about bringing that love home to self and then expanding it from there. And it's right now for the divine feminine. I believe that our biggest role here is to get ourselves, if you like, get ourselves to the fifth dimension. But it's also about holding that steady, and it's also about trusting that there's a divine plan in play, and that the timing of that is not in our hands, but the timing of that is set, and it might be sequential, but divine mother, father, creator, God, they they have that in hand, and we are preparing ourselves for the receipt of that. You could maybe see it that way. All right. So much love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Do feel free to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for the feedback about the lives. I'll definitely keep doing the lives. And yeah, much love to you.